Howdy, y'all. Welcome back. It's Amanda. Today we're going to dive into the basic elements of C++ programming. Now don't y'all worry, we'll take it step by step and make it as easy as pie. Please hit the like button, leave a comment, and subscribe to the channel. If you are unable to do that, you will need to log in. If you do not have a YouTube account, you can create one free and it takes less than a minute. First off, let's talk about comments. Comments are like little notes you leave for yourself or others in the code. In C++, you can write single-line comments using 2 slashes like this // For multi-line comments, use */ to start and /* to end it. Next, we have special symbols. These are things like semicolons, colons, and curly braces. For instance, the semicolon ends a statement. It's like a period in a sentence. Keywords are reserved words in C++ that have special meaning. Words like, and can't be used for anything else. They're off limits. Now, identifiers. Identifiers are names you give to things like variables and functions. To be more precise, identifiers are names of things that appear in a program, such as variables, constants, and functions. They must start with a letter or an underscore and can be followed by letters, numbers, or underscores. Now that we know how to define an identifier, what a data type is, and the term variable, we can show how to declare a variable. When we declare a variable, not only do we specify the name of the variable, we also specify what type of data a variable can store. A variable is said to be initialized the first time a value is placed in the variable. The syntax rule to declare a variable is data type identifier, int count, double interest rate, char grade. Speaking of syntax, syntax rules tell you which statements are legal or valid. White spaces are spaces, tabs, and new lines. They help make your code readable. Good code is like a well-plowed field, neat and tidy. Data types. These tell the compiler what type of data a variable can hold. Common ones include for integers, for floating point numbers, and for characters. A data type is a set of values together with a set of operations. When using the char data type, you enclose each character represented within single quotation marks. The double data type is used to represent any real number between -1, 7e plus 308 and 1, 7e plus 308. The float data type is used to represent any real number between -3, 4e plus 38 and 3, 4e plus 38. Arithmetic operators are for math operations. A memory location whose content is not allowed to change during program execution is known as a named constant. A mixed expression contains both integer and floating point numbers. In C++, a semicolon is used to end a statement. I hope you are still with me and didn't crash. Programming can be tough. Once you get started, it gets easier as you go on. Expressions use operators and variables to produce a value. A mixed expression contains both integer and floating point numbers. In C++, a semicolon is used to end a statement. Earlier, you learned that both sin and count are predefined identifiers. In ANSI ISO standard C++, these identifiers are declared in the header file iostream but within a namespace. The name of this namespace is std. There are several ways you can use an identifier declared in the namespace std. One way to use sin and count is to refer to them as std, sin, and std, count throughout the program. Another option is to include the following statement in your program, using namespace std. On to casting. Casting is converting one data type to another. For instance, if you have and you want an integer, you can use. In C++, the cast operator takes the following form: static _ cast, expression. String type is used for text. You declare it like this: string name. Simple as that. A string containing no characters is called an empty string. A string is a sequence of 0 or more characters. Variables are storage locations. You declare them with a data type, like, think of them like jars with labels. Assignment statements assign values to variables, like, input statements take input from the user. Is how you read input. Increment and decrement operators are ++, and --. They add or subtract one from a variable. To deal with decimal numbers, C++ provides the floating point data type, which we discuss in this section. To facilitate the discussion, let us review a concept from a high school or college algebra course. decimal number 75.924. Scientific notation 7.5924 10, C++ floating point notation 7. 59240 E1C++ provides 3 data types to manipulate decimal numbers: float, double, and long double. As in the case of integral data types, the data types float, double, and long double differ in the set of values it can represent. The percent can only be used with the integral data type. If all operands in an expression are integers, the expression is called an integral expression. Preprocessor directives are special instructions. In C++, all preprocessor commands begin with hash. Hash include tells the compiler to include the IOStream library. In C++, is the stream insertion operator? In the preceding sections, you have seen how to put data into the computer's memory and how to manipulate that data. The smallest individual unit of a program written in any language is called a token. A memory location whose content is not allowed to change during program execution is known as a named constant. The syntax rules of a language tell what is legal and what is not legal. Errors in syntax are detected during compilation. Part of good documentation is the use of clearly written prompts so that users will know what to do when they interact with a program. There is nothing more frustrating than sitting in front of a running program and not having the foggiest notion of whether to enter something or what to enter. Prompt lines are executable statements that inform the user what to do. And there you have it. If you find this video useful, please hit the like button, leave a comment, and subscribe to the channel. To see more videos like this, please click in the rectangle in the middle of your screen. To see other videos from this channel, please click the circle on the bottom right. The Essentials of C++ Programming. Happy coding, y'all. See you next time.